Talking about the matchup of dinosaurs versus Labyrinth, the dinosaur deck has so many different tools to play into multiple different decks. However, back row is tough.
Okay. Not gonna lie, I might have PTSD throughout the match when we see Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from the World Championship back in the day.
Oh, right.
But I'll take my time for it. I'll take my time. Let's see. But yeah, as you mentioned, the deck is really good at disrupting. I feel like even going second, you could get a lot of OTKs done with the deck. But against, trap cards, maybe not so much.
Yeah, and the extra deck, there's really nothing against it at max Lagia or Baron de Fleur. Of course, always one of the best cards against back row decks. In the side deck, you have Cosmic Cyclone and Harpy's Feather Duster, but in the main deck, it's like there's nothing against it, I think.
Well, I mean, let's see. I sometimes with, some decks you just produce a lot, and one of the difficulties of trap decks, even if you don't have that many negations, if you need to answer threats one at a time, Jack's gone for it.
Actually, not that popular, I would say, in the main deck for the Labyrinth deck, right? So, interesting choice, but makes sense. Good medical, we said it.
Yeah.
Unchained and Tier are very popular.
Kashtira is basically gone from the format, so main decking Shifter is a lot better.
But actually, it was Alexandre who was going first, so interesting one.
Yeah, right, he won the dice roll.
Yeah, so he's just playing around the talent, I guess. Which is fair enough. It's one of those cards that has been played by a lot of different decks, and
Gamma is not that threatening anymore, right?
No, I mean, I would assume so. If you get hit by the one copy, I guess, yeah.
Gamma and Driver are still very frequently played in Dragon decks, because now you have the Black Meteorite Dragon that has to send a normal monster from the deck to the graveyard during your normal combo. So you can just play Driver, and maybe if you have Gamma, you can resolve it, but the Driver is not a brick. It's part of the combo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Jack probably taking a second.
These are all OG dinosaur cards, so yeah, I mean, we should be pretty familiar with those. And he's going okay for the Oviraptor.
I love what he's doing. He's almost playing everything in just rare, which is my favorite rarity.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very subtle, but elegant.
Just like you.
Thank you.
Okay, but okay, we do.
Immediate impermanence.
How are we going to do the classic imperm faker?
Do we see a lady? No, okay. That would have been way too much, but really great start here.
Yeah, Shifter Impermanence is really good as a trap deck. Then you can just stop your opponent. It's like Jack is starting the game now.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jack's not going to do the same as other decks might. If you get a free turn, right? You're just going to set 3. Yeah. You don't really make good use of the battle phase on the first turn.
And especially the Shifter is now gone, essentially. So you don't get to, really utilize its power right now, and you need to do something at this point, yeah.
Now Alexandre going to be rewarded for some patience. Oh, and even more patience.
Only attacking with this Oviraptor. Interesting. He might not have much going on at the moment.
I mean, Jack is on the clock now.
Okay, fair enough.
He's only got 41 minutes and a couple of turns.
He's on a coup clock now, if you will.
Okay. But now we see one of the core cards of the deck able to search for the evolution pill and another impermanence.
I'm very intrigued why we'd start doing this main phase 2. We're playing around Torrential Tribute or something?
Yes, and this is actually a card I wanted to talk to you guys about. In trap decks, most of the time people say, hey, if your opponent has an established field, then you might not be able to win. Torrential Tribute and Solemn Strike is the solution to everything.
What if your opponent just attacks?
Then Mirror Force plus Solemn Strike.
You've got it, okay.
Exactly. So, why did people cut those cards? I mean, Mirror Force. Yes.
Okay.
What if they had a Baron de Fleur in play before they just pop something,
You're just Torrential before they Baron de Fleur.
Oh, I see, okay.
I think Torrential might be one of my favorite trap cards. So I'm on your train, yeah? I see
Very
it.
good.
I see
Choo-choo.
Let's go. But yeah, he now has access to this big welcome, and with no Ash Blossom on the other side, he gets to set up this lady.
Was this during the end phase? Yeah, it must have been. Oh, maybe not. Maybe Jack was just changing his mind. No, this was the end phase.
Yeah, it was.
We've seen a lot of this very slow-paced action in some of our feature matches with things like Gozen Match, Skill Drain, and just general Labyrinth shenanigans.
And a second big welcome. Wow.
Do we have any candidates for what that set card could be from Alexandre?
Yeah, of course. After a big thinking, it could be impermanence.
Oh, yeah, that's almost all it can be, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Which actually would be pretty nice here if he goes for the lovely. So let's see.
Oh.
Oh, we are setting up an impermanence to negate the other probably impermanence of Alexandre.
And yeah, let's see if there is the impermanence there. I think you're pretty much forced to use it. Because I mean, if it's true, they will also set one. Yeah, so good call.
Hey.
Well, this is a lot of damage.
Attacking over the croc. The
Probably
luxurious
easier.
croc.
Easier
That's
to
what I
call him that than the anime-adorned Archosaur. It's got a great effect, though.
Oh, that is absolutely true. So we got the iconic Labyrinth duo on the field right now.
And now, I think, actually, what do you guys think of that infinite impermanent search? I don't think I was a fan of that.
I was kind of confused. I feel like you could search for something a little more impactful.
Yeah, because like, you know you're gonna activate the lovely, so either they activate the face down, or I feel like you're gonna destroy that regardless, you know. And then you get something that you can actually use in the draw phase.
Jack is actually not running too many normal trap cards. Oh, he is.
Okay.
He's running Ice Dragon's Prison, one copy of it, one Terrors of the Overworld.
Okay.
There was a lot he could have searched.
Now we set one card. Pass.
This is some real old school Yu-Gi-Oh here.
Never mind. Okay.
Pancratops is insane against trap decks, but in this situation, I don't think it does too much because the 2600 attack.
Oh, okay.
Dogoran.
What is going to happen to this set monster? I'm really confused.
Okay. Oh, but that one cannot
You
be
can't do
targeted
that, yeah.
or destroyed, so yeah.
There's two reasons that doesn't work.
Yeah. That face down. Your thumb is a bluff. Which
bluff.
will reveal to be like a fossil dino or something.
I was kind of, I was hoping
yes.
that like Pank would be tributed. Can you destroy your own cards with Pank? I don't know. I've never tried it, but maybe it could be a baby
No,
Saurus.
it's only on your opponent cards. Yeah.
Okay. When we saw a tribute set in an earlier feature match to play around Gozen match, which I did really enjoy, but
okay.
Oh, the set card is identified as a major threat.
Absolutely. As you should.
you should always respect your opponent's set monsters.
What if it's a Morphing Jaw?
What if it's an illusion monster?
Oh yeah, that is a there's big trouble for Vincenzo Orovino in that case.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a little threatening if you ask me. And that Pancratops can only destroy the Dogoran. And yeah, he has seen enough.
Oh.
So this game one goes convincingly to Jack. Great stuff.
Yeah, Jack just controlled the game.
Absolutely.
Very strong mana. Dimensional Shifter, of course. Chef's Kiss. Fantastic card against Dino, against so many strategies. And then also followed up by the Impermanence. And then another Impermanence. And then he searched for yet another Impermanence.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he just thought Impermanence did such a good job that he should get another copy. You know, who needs Ice? I mean, I suppose his other traps maybe just weren't so helpful. If we looked at his deck, there was Dimensional Barrier, Ice Dragon's Prison, but
I mean, I'm thinking big welcome because
you
you could have just gone for the lovely combo again, but it doesn't really matter at that point. And although that face down monster was threatening, unfortunately, Jack had the solution with the big welcome, sending it back to end. We'll never know what that was, but
we'll never know.
I guess now we can move to the side decks, and Alexandre is gonna pray that he doesn't, get met again by a shifter plus impermanence. But I could assume he's going first still, right?
Yeah, I think he's trying to set up a big combo field. Maybe go for a Borreload Savage Dragon, which I do not see in his deck list, which is a first after many formats rather than years that Dino has played Borreload Savage Dragon. Why is the generic level 8 Synchro not that strong anymore? Why do people cut it? So many questions.
You can make a cooler dragon in the form of Evil Zarlagia.
It's not a dragon.
Is it not a dragon?
It's absolutely not a dragon. Is it a dragon?
It's
no,
a
it's
dragon.
a dragon.
It is.
Where
it
is this coming from?
It is. You can
They
electric virus
upgrade.
into
There's
it.
the evil something. There's this.
You're thinking the opposite way. You're thinking
it goes reptile and then
You're
it goes
thinking
dino.
it's not a
and then it
dinosaur,
goes,
yeah.
You didn't get the theme of the evils.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, I think you should be. 'Cause you were rinsing me for that.
Yeah, I know.
You were like, it's not a dragon, you fool. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a dragon. I'm pretty sure it's a dragon. We even saw an evil Tsar in an earlier feature match as well.
Yeah, that is true. Was that a dragon as well?
All the evil Tsars are dragons.
It makes sense.
It does, but
It does.
now what we're gonna see might be that or as you mentioned, instead he doesn't have that many options against drop cards. We already mentioned it, so his ending field must be adapted to this. On the other hand, though, Jack feels pretty happy about this game one, so he can adapt his deck further by maybe cutting some of those trap cards. Dimensional Barrier doesn't feel great in this matchup, so you can, get some more useful trap cards or some going second cards. What do you guys think?
Oh, he has a lot of going second cards. There's Evenly Matched, there's Raw's Fear Mode. There's also Gravekeeper's Inscription, with this, I think, rather a going first card against other decks, but also against dinosaurs. It also works. Retaliating Sea. Is maybe good because of the new Xeno cards.
Yeah, exactly. Good words against ground.
It's another
Xeno.
shifter.
Doesn't it have to activate against the spell that summons...
ground Xeno.
Ground Xeno, but the first effect just adds. It doesn't summon anything.
I think it just needs to include it, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Probably. I mean, I would assume so.
We will check.
We will check.
We will find out if it is
we'll
attempted.
find out. And in the meantime, our duelists are almost ready with their side decks. So let's find out who will be the winner of Game 2. Here they are once again, Alexandre. Let's see if he's going first. Nice fist bump there. And from the end of Jack, I could see a monster, but not quite what that was.
Keeping his cards close to his chest.
Yeah.
In a very literal way to stop us from seeing what it is.
Alexandre seems to be thinking a bit about his opening play. Maybe a bluff, maybe... Ooh, wow!
Deck lockdown.
Deck lockdown.
Really tough. I haven't seen that card since Light of Destruction.
It has been a while. I think back in Necros, maybe, like in 2015, we saw some of that in play, but wow, it's actually really strong against that print.
It's really strong against Unchained. I'm worried if this is the start of his turn,
because
what's going to happen afterwards.
Chains cards, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It chains them back after they've been unchained. I like it. And then it gets destroyed by Escape. But
yeah, but as you mentioned,
if this is your
if
first
you open
card,
with this
must mean you're not going to do much afterwards. Because
oh, that is a really good point.
I mean, I also don't know
what you can do. You can set a monster.
You can set a monster or a spell or trap.
Okay. And he does.
Oh.
Okay, he knows. He knows. And now let's see Jack.
I mean, Jack has to have a monster in hand that answers this, because otherwise this is a problem. This is a monster that is possibly level 4,
what if,
and 2 of those make Lagia or Dolka.
What if he enters his battle phase? That would be painful if you're Alexandre.
Yeah. I mean, he might just pass to main phase 2.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, there's also one card set by Jack, but the engine is shut off because of the deck lockdown.
Yeah, at the same time, if your opponent is not doing much, they're also shut down. So you could just wait the 2 turns, I guess, in the worst case scenario. It will be destroyed next turn when it's back to Alexandre, so...
That is true. We are putting the dice underneath the deck lockdown to show that is 1 turn that has passed. Let's see.
I mean, by how things are going, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Jinzo, but
I was thinking that for sure.
Like,
I was thinking of Jinzo as well, set for, tribute your Sangan for Jinzo, let's go.
But now we see a very popular engine in the dinosaur deck, which is Scrap.
Yeah, that is a Scrap Raptor, but his friends call him Scraptor.
Okay.
Who are his friends?
The other Scrap cards.
And Ed.
Okay, so let's see if the monster that can be flipped up is a Scrap Chimera, one of the friends actually. So now I think that the Scrap Chimera is not a dinosaur, so you can't actually go for Lagia or Dolka. You have to go for other plays, but I think that's just
I mean, you can make the scrap Link.
You make Scrap Dragon. You can make a lot of different things, you know?
Or you can attack. That's allowed.
The problem with the Scrap Link is that you
Does it
can't
search?
summon something from the deck.
That is true.
Yep. Or
Can you,
add.
does it send things from the deck to the grave? I can't remember what Scrap Wyvern does.
Oh, it's special summon. Ooh, you can special summon one Scrap monster in your graveyard and then target one card you control and destroy it.
Get rid of the
Yeah, and then it summons something from deck.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, you can pop the deck lockdown if you want to. Okay. We are going probably for Gallant Granite or Gagaga Cowboy, which is also an option.
Okay, interesting.
Or Dugaris, of course.
Is he playing Zeus? Because then I would feel like that might have been an option also to just...
You know, you would think so after seeing
Yeah.
5 different cards in the extra decks that are Exceeds, but no, there's actually no Zeus here.
Okay.
Why is it in attack mode?
Why not?
Didn't he use his battle phase already?
Yeah.
It might be angry.
I might not know the stats that well. Oh, it's got more. No, it's the same attack and defense.
And there is skill drain to answer that.
So now
Oh, and
Jack
that's a pass.
has one more turn because when standby is back to Alexandre, the deck lockdown is gone and he can access his welcome trap cards. So again, maybe not that threatening at the moment.
Alexandre was probably really hyped for the featured match, wanted to show the world what the dinos can do, but Jack is just not having it.
Okay. And now probably not knowing that his opponent doesn't play the Zeus, that could be a reason. He just gives up on the round, but wants to attack over the Dugares. Which could signal that there is no welcome trap, but let's see how this goes. Very aggressive attack with this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if he has big welcome, this is still fine, right?
Oh!
Oh, droplet
But with the
is
skill
huge.
train, I don't think you
Oh,
can,
you
right?
can actually, because
can?
the attack modification comes first.
Okay.
Yes. Can get droplet up for the viewers as well.
Would you get... I guess it's a risk, but yeah. If you had the read that there is no welcome, which could be there, you could also get rid of the deck lockdown since you're going to lose it. But yeah, I guess he doesn't want to take the risk right now.
Forbidden droplet really, really strong right here. Usually it does not work like that because of skill drain. Skill drain prohibits you from activating cards that negate monsters. But Forbidden droplet mainly, as we all use it as well,
Of course.
is for halving attack.
Yeah, it's basically a shrink.
Exactly. Actually, why don't you play Shrink? Like, you have to send cards away for this.
Yeah, I mean, it was a prize card for a reason.
Fair enough.
We're going to see deck lockdown number 2.
Oh, and there's a Lost World.
Okay. That actually is pretty good, potentially.
Yeah.
And there he goes!
Marcello, fasten your seatbelt because there is Ultimate Conductor Tyranno right here, and Jack is exactly at 3,500 life points.
And Alexandre's going to give him a token just to protect.
I know the
a little
feeling,
bit.
Jack. I know the feeling. I'm here with you.
Yeah, he's big and scary, Conductor Tyranno. There's not
Oh, he
much,
is. He is.
not much to do about him.
Even under skill drain, this is a lot of attack points, and now targeting becomes harder and harder for Jack because he can only target normal monsters on the field right now.
And yeah, now you can just enter battle phase, I guess. Call it a day.
Yeah, we saw this in the previous feature match with the Labyrinth versus Rescue Ace. It was like, here's my skill drain, and the Rescue Ace just says, my monsters are bigger than yours, so like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, calm down.
And Jack does not look too happy, but let's see.
Look at this beautiful, rare Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I love it.
I'm sure Ed's having a great time.
For sure.
So Dugaris can attack over the token. The token can then be protected by Lost World by destroying a dinosaur monster from deck.
Oof.
And there is the Ruma Karma Cannon, a card that does not target.
And gets rid of the token.
Yep.
Because obviously cannot be put face down.
So it has to be destroyed.
But still, we don't see... Okay. I was about to say we don't see engine, and there it is. So He gets the Stovey. And one of the cards coming from the side deck. I actually don't know whether you would play that in this matchup, but sure.
I mean, I'm not sure he knew exactly what to expect. Seems like a reasonable card, but yeah, I can see why he decided in.
And now you still need to deal with this Tyranno, which has 3200 defense.
Can activate this Prosp now. No deck lockdown anymore.
I mean, Jack had a pretty tough time here with all of those searching cards, but he hung in there. It went well, I think.
And let's take a look. Interesting way of okay. Ooh,
That's monsters.
Yeah, mainly monsters. The Ice Dragon Prison is a pretty good card in this matchup. Not in this particular situation, but I guess, yeah.
I was gonna say there is no dinosaur monster in the graveyard of Alexandre, so Ice Dragon's Prison does not do anything right here.
And he gets
the Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle.
Not as big as a Tyranno.
Just like we saw in previous matches, it seems like it will be now on Jack to play around his own skill drain.
But that is a big welcome, and that is absolutely fantastic, because there, as we said earlier, there are no dinosaurs in the graveyard of Alexandre. So if you bounce the Conductor back to hand...
Yeah, and you can also make Chaos Angel, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this is a pretty good way of doing it. Without skill drain, it would have been even better. But this is a great card here. 3500 attack. And yeah, you can just attack over the
Lost World.
Oh, the Lost World!
Yep.
The Lost World is reducing the attack and defense points of all monsters that are not dinosaurs. And Chaos Angel definitely is not a dinosaur.
Jokes on Chaos Angel.
Lord of the Heavenly Prison is revealed, and now let's see how this game continues, because the Dugaris is still there, and maybe there is a normal summon that could change stuff.
Maybe. This is exactly the rescue ace against Labyrinth. It had the field spell boosting 500, you know? It's literally flashbacks to that round.
I think, though, it may not be a dinosaur, but it is a fiend, so it does mean that the big welcome Labyrinth can use its effect in the graveyard to bounce.
I think it's a fairy, right?
It's a fiend, I think.
Let's check.
It is a fiend.
It absolutely is a fiend. I have not said anything about this.
Tom, unfortunately, it's not a fairy, as you mentioned.
Well, thank you. Thank you for thank you for correcting me.
You're good.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, and
so
this is
now
Baby Cesar. This is a good draw.
Yes, and ironically it is, and because this can shut down the big welcome targeting effect. So now
you have to just chain it now, right?
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah,
but maybe Jack doesn't know that. I mean, he didn't know the effect of Lost World to reduce the attack and defense, but maybe he knows the more relevant effect of Lost World.
Unfortunately, you have to read all the words on the cards.
All the words.
And yeah, he does.
He did.
He did. Okay, all right, fair enough. But is there a way for Alexandre to get 2 dinosaurs into the graveyard right now again? Before the battle phase. After the battle phase, for sure, he just has to use the Dugaris, attack over the token, protect the token, pop a baby from the deck, and then go into some link plays.
Yeah, it seems like he's just gonna have to attack here.
It's very polite of Jack there, just to be like, where would you like the token to be?
And we are about to protect the token. Lost World, good job here.
Seems like it. Yep.
Oh, and now there is a question that is immediately answered by the existence of Skill Drain. Would Chaos Angel protect the token from being destroyed? So could Lost World theoretically even protect the token that can't be destroyed from being destroyed?
No.
Straight up, yeah.
if it can't be if it's not going to be destroyed, you can't protect it from being destroyed. Here's a trivia question.
It is. It was.
How much defense does Stovey Torby have?
I will answer
No, that's cheating. That's
Isn't
cheating.
it 2000? No.
2000?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just wondering. It's very,
I guess
it's relevant.
Let's check. I thought it was pretty... Oh, wow. It's not even there to check. Okay. So we'll find out. I thought it was around that.
As long as it's less than 2400, then it. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
I was
the
worried
Solemn
it was going to
Strike
get
for
attacked by a dinosaur. Or something
It is
from the
2000.
deck.
Okay.
It is 2000.
Okay.
Jack really does not want his opponent to get 2 dinosaurs into the graveyard, or to just pop
I mean,
off with
he
a
can
combo.
easily get 2 dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Assuming he has a link too that he can make, which
Yeah.
I guess, given how tight his extra deck must be, is not something to take for granted.
And now we flip it to Dugaris, and yep, let's see what he wants to go for.
Nightmare Phoenix is a possibility. Pentastag is also in there.
Why not?
Pentastag has applications in this deck. It gives something piercing damage, right?
Yeah, it can give you a Conduct Tyranno
Yeah.
piercing damage. That is a very
Yes.
cool way of ending a game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, especially with Lost World, which is then guaranteed 3,500 damage already.
And there he comes back once again, the Tyranno. And that's the plan, I guess. Yeah. Tyranno plus Lost Word.
Just waiting there.
Because
I like it.
to be fair, if you're Jack, wouldn't you then save the Solemn Strike for the Tyranno summon? And just allow it to resolve whatever effect was there from deck? Because, like, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, normally letting your opponent summon a monster from deck is quite scary, but under skill drain,
Yeah,
you might,
that's why it's like
might
under
be
skill
right.
drain.
Yeah. Maybe he was worried there was going to be a Dogoran come out, you know, just... you can summon that,
Fair
right?
enough. But I mean, the good thing is that the Heavenly Prison resolves, and it's all an effect that triggers and from the end. So basically, even under skill drain, you get anything from deck, and it might just be it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you can link away the token, right?
That one, yeah, I guess.
Trying to get the
That
Ice
one-
Dragon's Prison again for the target.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the best because there are no more dinosaurs. But
They're all extinct.
I guess so. We need one more to go, and that's the one I want to see.
Alright, so we are actually going for the Ice Dragon's Prison. It seems like Jack does not really have an answer for the Tyranno just yet.
Yeah, I mean, now Alexandre is just asking whether the effect, is an in-field effect, and obviously it's not, so...
I mean, fair enough, you have the bit welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So we are seeing a great setup for Jack Vemmer, who can go for game. I think he's at least trying to do that in his next turn. I don't even know if he had a draw phase yet. Is this still the end phase? I would think so, right?
Yes, it is the end phase.
So preparing for a big push with all of those gigantic monsters he has on the field. Just getting rid of that token shortly so you can use the big welcome bounce effect if you have one. I think he started with 2 and he only used one of the effects, right?
I think he already banished. Do you think he has a second copy in the graveyard? I don't think so, right?
I think so.
He just has to figure out a way of
Yeah, no, I think
getting
he's
it
just
into
going to
the
use it
grave.
next
He's
turn.
just going to activate
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there is another copy. Yep. So instead he's gonna play safely, I guess, with the Stovey back. He can bring that and then set the welcome. Yeah, he only has one copy of that. So, I mean, worst case scenario, even if you don't win here, you can just use the big welcome next turn, and they don't have any more dinosaurs, I guess.
Yeah. So we are going for the welcome here.
Mm-hmm. He sets it back, and then for next turn, that will be there.
I mean, Jack must be running reasonably low on Labyrinth monsters in his deck, but
Yeah, but you can still summon
can
from
summon.
grave. Yeah.
not with the big. Not with regular
Yeah.
welcome has
Yeah.
to summon from the deck. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he has the useless Arianas, but sure.
So Jack is shaking his head, so it looks like he might not have found a way to win the game this time. What does he have in his extra deck right here?
Because I'm pretty sure he did not realize that the card in graveyard was not a dinosaur, so he couldn't use the Ice Dragon Prison.
I mean, even in like a completely commanding position, it can still be frustrating to have to just wait a turn.
For sure.
Look at this big Conductor Tyranno.
It is a bit unfortunate for him that he's not running the Goddess from the Underworld. The Underworld Goddess, which would be a nice out to the to the Conductor.
I mean, it does always give, you know, one extra turn for your opponent to draw something like Harpy's Feather Dust Draw.
Now we go for a Link 3. Okay. with a unicorn. Why not? Okay.
Sure. Now we have a unicorn.
Not gonna use the effect, it seems like, but
I mean, unicorn is a fiend. So
It
can
is.
you go for some Ice Dragon's prison shenanigans on the chain? I don't think so, right?
how?
Well, unicorn chaining one Ice Dragon.
To banish him.
chaining
Yeah,
two,
I guess so.
But apparently there is no fiend on Alexandre's side. So he could have done that before, right?
No, because Ice Dragon special summons in defense, right? So
Well, you can't target the Nightmare Unicorn.
no. What I mean
No.
is you cannot get back the Phoenix, right?
No, you can leave the Phoenix on the field,
Yeah.
special summon the Scrap Chimera, because you
Yeah.
can just banish monsters from your field, from both
Doesn't it-
players' fields
Doesn't
with
it
the
have to
same
be
type.
the same type that
No.
you summon?
It has to be just the same type, right?
That you
I
summon.
just read the cards.
That you summon.
No, then you can banish one monster from both players' fields that have the same type as each other. So you just use Unicorn and chain the Ice Dragon's prison.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't have to be of the same that you say. Yeah, that could have been a good play. But that was enough still, regardless of this anticlimactic ending. It is Jack who very convincingly just demolishes this dinosaur deck with a 2-0 score. Wow.
Yeah, Dinosaur's not really with much of a chance in this matchup, right? I mean, we have figured it out before. The back row is just too strong for this deck. You really want to play versus monster-heavy lineups, but there was just too much skill drained there.
Too much.
Yeah.
Ed is going to be absolutely devastated. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm sorry, yeah.
He's going to be like interviewing Jack, like seething. He's like, "How could you beat my?" He's going question one: "How could you beat my dinosaur deck?"
Absolutely, but yeah, sometimes it is about matchups and in such a diverse field with so many different decks across, it can happen. But
Yeah.
still, nothing to be desperate about. He's sitting on a pretty good score, so 6-2 walking into the last round. I think winning it is pretty important to advance to day 2. But on the other hand, Jack can feel a little more relaxed. 7-1 record is very impressive. So regardless, he's secured the spot in day 2. So we'll see whether he makes it to the top 64 tomorrow. But we have one more round remaining for today to find out who actually is going to advance to day 2. And yeah, it seems like the meta is somewhat developing. And are you guys thinking about any favorite decks on top of your mind? What do you think is actually has the most chances of winning?
Yeah, so first of all, I have one deck that I will not spoiler because I'm pretty sure we're going to see this in the feature match later on, which
Okay.
is really crazy. It seems to work like a charm. But the deck I think that has the most chances of winning this entire tournament is, of course, the almighty Salamangreat strategy.
I see
It
it.
plays really well into triple tactics, talents, thrust, Book of Eclipse. And it's good in general. You can run Gozen Match, which is fantastic against most decks. You have easy one-card OTKs, and the cards are just really, really cool, and I like them.
I thought you were describing Flouanderies for a second there.
Okay.
That deck can also run Gozen Match, but not as well, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would be a Flouanderies enthusiast out of everybody of us, but I see
I'm not
it.
an enthusiast, but you can definitely appreciate what the deck has going for it. You know, it's got some nice action against, I think people picked it up because Unchained was very popular and it kind of ignores what Unchained sets up on their first turn. So it's definitely a deck I have my eyes on, but there is only 10% Unchained. So I think playing a deck specifically to take advantage of another deck is great if there's a lot of it, but when it's only 10% of the field, maybe it's going to be quite hard to convert.
I love that we were talking about Flouanderies, and all of a sudden Emre Kitzilatis, the Master Duel World Champion, who is really known for his Flouanderies plays, pops up behind the camera.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very fitting nonetheless, and maybe we'll get to see him in action throughout the weekend. But regardless, as mentioned, thank you guys for being with us for round 8. One more round remaining for the day. But before we jump into that, we have Jack Verma, the winner of round 8, ready with Ed.
Thank you, Marcello. Yes, I am here with our winner of our penultimate round 8 match here at YCS Dortmund, Jack Verma, former German national champion. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Feeling great today.
Now, tell me, did you expect to go up against a dinosaur deck in the feature match?
Not really. I knew it was something crazy because otherwise I wouldn't got the feature match. I expected like something like Manadium or something, but Dino's also fine.
It's a fun deck for me. Personally, it's my favorite, but also I was very aware that you were playing Labyrinth, and I know dinosaurs don't do well against back row decks. So at what point did you know that you probably had a lot of ways around this deck? Quite early on?
Yeah, I already considered the deck to play, but it loses to draw, so I didn't bring it. I tested it a lot, and in this match I knew I'm gonna win when he just started activating deck blockade. And I knew like he can't play under this card and I can't play either, so I can wait, set up my traps, and will probably win. Yeah.
It was interesting seeing deck locked down because that wasn't a card a lot of us were expecting. But just going through the two games that we had, obviously you started with the D shifter, that's obviously going to be a problem going forth. But then you just managed to dominate with not one, not two, but 3 infinite impermanences that we saw. So were you feeling pretty confident in your ability to just completely disrupt the dinos when you saw 3 of them?
I drew 1 shifter, 2 imperm, I didn't see 3, and 2 welcome, so I knew I'm gonna stop his turn, but I can't play through an Ash, so I had to hope he don't have the Ash and just my engine come through and he can't play through my interruptions there.
And then going into game 2, like I said, deck lockdown, probably a stall just to try and get some things going, and then that big dinosaur comes down, but it just didn't throw you off. You managed to just set up a bunch of really good back row cards, managed to really disrupt what could have been quite a threatening field there as well. Talk us through when you see a big boss monster like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, what are your thought processes on how you get rid of that?
I mean, it's a pretty good card, I love this card, but like under skill drain, it don't do that much, it's just a beat stick. And I founded my outs to beat it, and then I got confused by the judges, so I didn't use the Ice Dragon's Prison Right. Yeah, like I bounced it 2 times, so yeah.
So at this point you're now 7-1. We've only got one more match today before we move into that final 3 of Swiss tomorrow. Labyrinth is pretty strong at the moment. Anything you're worried about going up against, apart from a Harpy's Feather Duster?
Dark World is the only deck I'm afraid of.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. Got one more today. Fingers crossed it's not Dark World, but I guess we'll see. Congratulations on your win. I imagine maybe you're no stranger to the top cut, so perhaps we'll see you again for this one.